I was building a dream.
My most immediate concern is in carrying out the purposes of the great work program just enacted by the Congress. Its first objective is to put men and women now on the relief rolls to work, and incidentally to assist materially in our already unmistakable march towards recovery. For the first time in 5 long years, the relief rolls have declined instead of increased during the winter months, and they are still declining. In spite of these facts, however, unemployment remains a serious problem here as in every other nation, and it is because of this that we've come to recognize the possibility and the necessity of certain helpful remedial measures. These measures are of 2 kinds. The first is to make provisions intended to relieve, to minimize, and to prevent future unemployment. The second is to establish measures, the practical means to help those who are unemployed in the present emergency. Our Social Security legislation is an attempt to answer the first of these questions, and our work relief program the second. We're losing no time in getting the government's vast work relief program underway, and we have every reason to believe that it should be in full swing by the autumn.
They called me Al. It was Al all the time.
Did you have to get a job to help support your family?
Don't you remember?
I was just going to school.
I'm your pal.
President Roosevelt helped out when I went through BYU. It's called NYA, National Youth Administration. You had to fill out a form and say your dad was pretty poor. Then I got a job as a janitor, enough to get by. During the fall season, I'd help some of the students pick apples, help the farmers, and get a little money that way.
Full of that Yankee doodle-doo.
What was the clothing like? Corduroy pants were pretty common in college students. It's pretty reasonable. It's quite informal there. Most kids just wore regular old denim jeans.
With the country sinking deeper into depression, the American public looked for active assistance from the federal government and grew increasingly dissatisfied with the economic policies of President Herbert Hoover. In his speech accepting the Democratic Party nomination in 1932, Franklin Delano Roosevelt pledged a new deal for the American people if elected. Following his inauguration as President of the United States on March 4, 1933, FDR put his New Deal into action, an active, diverse, and innovative program of economic recovery. In the first 100 days of his new administration, FDR pushed through Congress a package of legislation designed to lift the nation out of depression. FDR declared a banking holiday to end the runs on the banks and created new federal programs administered by so-called alphabet agencies. For example, the Agricultural Adjustment Administration stabilized farm prices and thus saved farms. The Civilian Conservation Corps provided jobs to unemployed youths while improving the environment. The Tennessee Valley Authority provided jobs and brought electricity to rural areas for the first time. The Federal Emergency Relief Administration and the Works Progress Administration provided jobs to thousands of unemployed Americans in construction and arts projects across the country. The National Recovery Administration sought to stabilize consumer goods prices through a series of codes. Through employment and price stabilization, and by making the government an active partner with the American people, the New Deal jump-started the economy towards recovery.
The Depression lasted all the years that I was in high school, and afterwards the government had what they called the CCC. I was in that after I graduated high school. But before that, I joined the National Guard. We could only make $1 by going to training once a week. We could make a whole dollar in 1 week. To buy books for high school, well, we barely got through. My uncle, you see, he was a farmer, and he was trying to tell me about these acts. I can't remember exactly what they were, neither could he, but he was trying to tell me about them. Can you tell me about that? I remember May 1933, Roosevelt, he passed the AAA, which was the Agricultural Adjustment Act. And, the point of it was because, from what I remember, the farms were producing way too much. And, the point of it was to reduce that production so that people would be consuming everything that would be produced. Because, people were just, killing hundreds of little piggies and,
getting rid of wheat and corn and flour and cotton and
Burning it out.
yeah, just wasting it. And so that was the point of that. I remember that much. And
Who was that glorious man who helped us through these troubling times of the 30s?
Franklin Roosevelt.
That is right.
He is a wonderful man. Best president we've ever had.
Best by far.
He created the Tennessee Valley Authority.
Tell me about that.
Oh, it was created also May 1933, same as the AAA. It provided flood control, electricity generation. They built dams, fertilization, manufacturing, and it really helped like the development in the Tennessee Valley region. It was important because it gave other states hope that they could also help themselves out. It didn't pull Tennessee out of the Depression, but it did help to an extent.
Definitely did help.
It definitely helped.
Right here, man.
It's so. It's okay, George. Just go.
Okay, be right back.
You guys just get up without saying anything while he's talking. Because you're an old guy.
Circumstances like. Who says that?
That's okay, let's try it.
Who wrote this?
Let's try it.
No one wrote it.
You don't have to know. We're too old game in. We've been over this